At 4, ABC 10 News at 5 starts right now.
Thousands of students across San Diego County have wrapped up their first day of in-person learning. We'll show you how things went and the safety measures put in place to keep everyone on campus safe. Plus, even though many students are back on campus, it's not full-time. How working parents are now juggling their new schedules. And
I really feel as though Corey's sacrifice was to help me realize my purpose.
Nearly 4 years after losing her husband to one of the worst fires in California history, Corey Iverson's wife is now giving back. The foundation she has since created to help other firefighters who are dealing with trauma in a story that is positively San Diego.
ABC 10 News at 5 starts now.
This just in, San Diego Zoo confirms one of its staffers was bit by a venomous snake. Good evening, I'm Lindsay Pena.
And I'm Steve Atkinson. Our ABC 10 News reporter Anthony Pura is live at the zoo with what we know at this hour. Anthony.
Steve, Lindsay, right now we don't have a condition for the person that was bit by the snake, but here's what we have confirmed so far. As you mentioned, the San Diego Zoo says it was an employee that was bitten by an African bush viper. It is a venomous snake, and it happened while caring for the snake in a non-public area. The zoo officials say there was also no risk of the snake escaping. Now, the employee was taken to the hospital. Again, we don't know their condition right now. Zoo officials say that although the San Diego Zoo cares for a number of venomous reptiles, incidents like this are very rare. Now, we have reached out to a snake expert to find out a little bit more about that species of snake, about that African bush viper. We're trying to find out just a little bit more about that species and what kind of injuries this employee could be facing right now and what they could have sustained. We will bring you more information as soon as it becomes available in this developing story. We're reporting live from the San Diego Zoo. Anthony Pura, ABC 10 News.
Anthony, thank you. We will wait on those updates. But now first to our top story. Today, thousands of students in the San Diego Unified School District, they returned to the classroom for the first time since the coronavirus pandemic started more than a year ago.
And of course, safety is top of mind, and several precautions are being taken to make sure everyone on campus is safe. ABC 10 News reporter Jennifer Kastner is joining us. And Jen, you spoke to some elementary students who were glad to be back on campus.
Yeah, Lindsay, Steve, these students were really excited to be back on campus. Most of them said they preferred this over virtual learning. Here at Daylord Elementary in San Carlos, you can see they created a really welcoming environment with signs and with balloons. Carrie Kirby brought a sign Monday afternoon to pick up her second grader, JT, who returned to Daylord Elementary School in San Carlos for the first time since the start of the pandemic.
He has not been on campus since March 13th of 2020. So this meant a lot to us. A little teary-eyed, but we got mom time for 4 hours.
JT was excited for the change from online learning.
You think this is better? Yes.
Parents like Kirsty Wilson and Bill Halloran were ready to have their kids return.
I've been working from home for over a year now, and it's been quite a challenge with both kids home.
If my teacher feels ready, I'm ready. If my kiddo feels ready, I'm ready.
Daylord is part of San Diego Unified, the region's largest district. Monday, the district started bringing back about half of its 100,000 students for on-campus instruction for either 2 or 4 days a week, with a major emphasis on COVID safety measures, including smaller classes, social distancing, and staying masked up to prevent outbreaks.
It was pretty crazy being in a new class with a few new people.
Second grader Logan Frederick and his kindergarten sister Dahlia had no reservations about being in class.
I don't like being online that much, but I love being in person.
And the district has teamed up with UC San Diego Health to get students tested once every 2 weeks. Reporting live tonight, Jennifer Kastner, ABC 10 News.
Thank you, Jennifer. And the San Ysidro Sweetwater Union High School and Chula Vista Elementary School districts all started their hybrid learning programs today as well. We'll show you how the first day of school went in the South Bay coming up at 5:30. Even though many kids are back in the classroom, most are not back full time. ABC 10 News reporter Melissa Messija shows us how some parents are trying to balance their kids' new schedules while working at the same time.
For the first time in a long time, many parents got in their cars or minivans and drove their kids to school. But with kids on hybrid schedules, different kids on different schedules, it can get a bit tricky for many working parents. One family I spoke to say they're just glad their kids are now interacting with other kids. Celebration Monday at schools across the county. Some traffic too as campuses dealt with new safety protocols. 3 of Patrick Baden's 4 kids are in Poway Unified. His 2 youngest have been back in class for a few weeks, only on a part-time basis.
The son has been back 5 days a week for 2.5 hours. Okay. And the daughter has been back 2 days a week for a full day.
His high school senior is going back soon, and while she adjusted fine to distance learning, his junior high student never did.
Drew a line in the sand and just said, I'm not doing it. And we've been fighting her since day one. So it's nice to have her back in a classroom setting.
With each kid on a different schedule.
It's been chaotic trying to make it work, but luckily with us still working from home, we do have a little bit more flexibility.
Not easy, but he said 100% better than them all at home.
They've been far more reclusive than they have in the past. They spend more time in their bedroom because they don't have physical activities to do. They don't have sporting events.
For other parents also dealing with an impossible work-school life balance.
You're not alone. I mean, I have yet to meet somebody that has embraced this situation without problems. As I'm ready to pull out my hair, it's one of those moments that we need to reach out to other friends and just kind of talk through and share experiences.
Melissa Masiha, ABC 10 News.
And a huge win for places of worship across California. This afternoon, the state attorney general's office announced that California is officially lifting all indoor capacity limits on churches effective today. That move came just hours before a scheduled hearing. Many churches have been operating outdoors since the start of the pandemic. And under the orange tier, they were allowed to have a 50% indoor capacity.
More San Diegans were able to get vaccinated today without an appointment. The Borderview Family YMCA in Otay Mesa West gave out Pfizer doses on a first-come, first-served basis. That location will be administering shots again tomorrow, starting at 9:30 in the morning. At the same time, Mountain View Educational Cultural Complex will also be giving out doses. No appointments are needed for either location. You must be eligible, though, to receive the shot. And for the 3rd weekend in a row, the vaccination site at the Del Mar Fairgrounds will be closed. Our ABC 10 News reporter Rena Nakano explains what's causing these repeated closures.
Those that roll through the vaccination site at the Del Mar Fairgrounds say it's a smooth operation. But this week, Scripps Health, which runs the superstation, announced that there will be more days closed than open, citing a vaccine shortage yet again. The site will be shut down Wednesday, April 14th, Friday, April 16th, Saturday, April 17th, and Sunday, April 18th, making this the 3rd consecutive weekend the fairgrounds will be closed. ABC 10 News spoke with Scripps Chief Medical Officer Ghazala Sharif before the first weekend shutdown.
We've been told that we're getting less doses at Del Mar because of the zip code it's in. I just asked the county today, can you give us any indication of what we might expect for next week? And we don't know yet.
Scripps officials said the same problems persist today, especially as the eligibility expands on April 15th to anyone 16 and over. In response, Michael Workman with the county told ABC 10 News, quote, while supply seemed to be picking up, it's not enough to provide every site with what they want. The county does send larger allocations of the vaccine to harder hit areas like the South Bay. Workman added that on 2 occasions when Scripps announced the emergency closures, the county offered more vaccines, but Scripps declined. Scripps spokesperson Stephen Karpowicz followed up, saying that they did receive 2 last-minute offers today, but Scripps needed more than 24 hours to handle scheduling logistics on their online MyTurn appointment system. He said, quote, the constraints involved with needing to use the MyTurn system along with the lack of a reliable and timely supply of vaccines have been ongoing challenges. Scripps said those with appointments on the now closed dates at the Del Mar Fairgrounds will be automatically rescheduled on their MyTurn app. I'm Rena Nakano, ABC 10 News.
And there are growing concerns about a 4th wave of coronavirus. The average number of new cases in the U.S. is up more than 10% in just the last 2 weeks. And the CDC says the biggest hotspot is in Michigan, where the positivity rate is the highest it's been since April of last year, and hospitals there are overwhelmed. The Biden administration is sending resources to facilitate vaccinations and testing, but is denying the governor's request for more vaccine doses.
Extraordinary number of cases like we have in Michigan. The answer is not necessarily to give vaccine. In fact, we know that the vaccine will have a delayed response. The answer to that is to really close things down.
Most of the COVID patients in Michigan, they are younger and unvaccinated adults. You can keep up with any new developments surrounding the pandemic by downloading our free mobile app. Just go to the App Store and search 10 News.
Now to breaking news out of Knoxville, Tennessee, where a shooting at a high school has left one person dead and an officer injured. It happened this afternoon when officers received reports of a man who was possibly armed. As they approached the suspect, shots rang out. One man was pronounced dead at the scene and another was detained for further investigation. The officer who was hit during that shootout is in stable condition.
We all need to work together to stop the violence. It's a big challenge, and we're going to need everybody in the whole city to work on this together.
The school has been in the spotlight for gun violence before. In February, 3 students were shot to death over a 3-week span. And it appears the driver of an SUV packed with migrants stopped or slowed before being slammed by a tractor trailer, killing 13 of the 25 people inside. That's according to testimony released today by the NTSB. Last month's crash happened in Imperial County. Jose Cruz Noguez of Mexicali was charged with coordinating that smuggling event. The driver of the big rig suffered moderate injuries.